York. Big deal. Scum center of the world. Now they're even talking about letting in lowlifes from other planets, too.
Okay, sucker. Hand over your cash. Now!
Stupid asshole. Nobody touches Harry King unless I want him to.
Hey everybody, I'm Jay Bullington.
And I'm Keith Carcino, and we want to know,
Have you seen this one?
Keith, I know it's more than a month away, but I'm so excited about you and your family coming back to the States.
I am too. It's going to be one of the things I look forward to most is spending time with friends, and I just cannot wait to come over and hang out like old times, like we used to.
So, all points bulletin, everybody. Game night, my house.
Heyo, make sure you're there.
Already sent James the invite. It's already there.
Good.
I'll try to be there.
Fantastic.
I know it's a weeknight. I know that's the only thing.
It is a weeknight, but
but it's July 2nd. Take off early for the national holiday.
There you go. Yeah.
Claim that you're such a patriot. You can't work until it's over.
Silly.
Oh, man. Okay, so let's talk about what's been entertaining us lately. James, what's new for you? What's been entertaining you?
So I recently read the book Tracy Flick Can't Win.
Hey, talking about this. Yes.
Election.
It is.
That's her.
Tracy Flick. How is it? What is the book exactly? Is it like a prequel?
No, it's a
post. Okay.
Yeah.
Sequel.
About 25 years later after the event.
Interesting.
So she's already a career woman and everything then by this time, I imagine.
You would think.
What?
You would think, but
she either that or in jail. She's one of the two. No,
no. I think. Well, she was kind of stopped. There's no mention in Tracy Flick Can't Win. There's no mention of Mr. McAllister, the Matthew Broderick character. Now that's the one that should be in jail.
Oh, for sure. That guy was a piece of work, man. Yeah.
He was
cheating on his wife, and the fact that he left school in the middle of the day during a test to go prep the little motel rooms in order for his affair.
What they would call that as a hoe bath.
Appropriately so.
Well, and in the book, it's just years later, you would think that, she had this ambition of becoming like the first president of the United States, but life happens, and she ended up at Georgetown. She ended up having an affair with one of her professors. Shocker. And she ended up becoming a mom.
I know. It's like, what?
Oh.
Yeah. And so that kind of put a monkey wrench, and her mother encouraged her to keep the child, and so she did, and then now she's a vice principal in a place in New Jersey.
She's a VP.
I know.
She's a VP.
I can't see her accepting a vice principal position, but go ahead, James. Go ahead.
And she ends up just now that with the principal, he is now retiring, and now she has to campaign
to be the principal?
Be the principal.
Yes. And so all these events start coming back. And then this is also during the Me Too era, where she's looking at all these stories, and now that event that happened with her and her teacher, and it's just like,
it's going to come back unearthed.
She kind of a while was kind of dismissive about it, it was kind of a temporary
thing. That's what happens, but no, it's crap. Yeah.
It's really, and she started realizing, hey, wait a minute. I really had it against me. Not only did I have this, but I also had his best friend, a grown adult, try to, ruin my ambitions.
Yeah. Right.
Like a teenager. She did. Yes, in election, her ripping the posters, that was her biggest offense.
Yeah,
Which
and she is extra. I mean, Tracy is extra. But that doesn't mean she's evil. He was evil. He had evil intent.
He had very malicious intent because he felt that she got rid of, like, he thought that she ruined their lives, but he ruined their lives. And you know what? His wife was one lucky woman because, you know, they were trying to have a child. They didn't have a child. And you know what? Now she went like Molly Hagan. Good.
Yeah. See ya.
Yeah.
I would definitely.
They are saying that I think I saw something. Alexander Payne is working on a script for that. Reese.
I was going to ask. I would love to see that. It has to be Reese. Reese has got to be the one to go through with that.
Oh, yeah, and I think she would. In fact, I can see her producing it, maybe even directing it. You know, you never know.
Well, doesn't she have like her own
production company?
Yeah, because when she did Little Fires Everywhere, she read the book and then she produced that movie. Yeah.
And she has her own like produce a TV
line
show
and boutique too. She's quite the businesswoman.
Oh yeah, good for her, man. She's rocking it.
And her daughter is like a spitting image of her.
Oh really? I didn't know. I've never seen her daughter. That's cool. Cool.
And then what I've seen, I watched the TV series The Boys. Have any of y'all watched that one?
Oh, I've seen a couple episodes of it.
Okay. I've heard of it. I'm not into superhero stuff. So and it's superhero, right? It's like when they're kids or something. Or actually,
with that, it changes the superhero dynamic. It's actually a lot of the superheroes are actually villains.
Oh, but that's
right, yeah.
I'm sorry. It's gonna take a lot to get me to watch one of these shows or movies. I have just zero interest in these things.
I've heard good things about those who have seen it, but then again, it does help to be interested in.
I've heard good reviews on it. Of all these things, this one is getting a lot of good buzz. You know, I hear a lot. I've never heard negative stuff about it. Let me put it that way.
It's older too. It's been around for years.
It's been around a little bit.
It's been around.
But it's just not my thing. You know, it's just like Harry Potter. I tried. I just couldn't get into it.
I watched the first one, and I didn't really get into that.
And a friend of mine who's my friend's it's their daughter, but she's my friend now too. She's an adult. When she was a kid, we were pen pals, and she was all into Harry Potter. And you have to read these books, Jay. So I tried so I could talk about it with her, but it just didn't happen.
Didn't click.
I just couldn't click there.
Okay, James? I'm probably gonna get some tomatoes thrown at me with this podcast, but I'm gonna tell you,
okay,
Maria Margolis. Are you familiar with that actress? If you ever watch, she is so hilarious.
She actually funny as hell.
She is, and she was part of it, but she says, you know, if you're an adult and you still read the Harry Potter books, you need to get a life.
Really?
And so,
come on, you know.
Do bear in mind, you know, she comes from like the Shakespearean background. And all that
she does, and you would never know that to hear her talk until you hear her like recite Shakespeare, and then it's like, whoa, this woman is amazing. But but to hear her talk, she's so foul mouthed, she's hilarious. What's the British talk show of the guy? What's
Graham Norton?
Yes, Graham Norton. Oh, I love clips of her on that show because she just, and they let her say anything, you know, and they don't bleep it out. It's out there. She's hilarious, man. I love her. Everything she's in, even if she's in a bad movie, she's one of those actors, even if the movie's not great, you know, when she's on screen, you're going to be enjoying it.
She forever holds a grudge against Winona Ryder because supposedly when they did The Age of Innocence, that movie with Martin Scorsese, she says, Winona Ryder jolly well should have been campaigning as a lead because I was a supporting player and she was a lead. And Winona Ryder got nominated for supporting actress. Maria Margolis did get a BAFTA award for supporting actress for that movie. So I guess she was. Yeah, so I can see that. I mean, that was the year that Anna Paquin won for the piano.
And I understand. Well, yeah, I can see that too. And I understand what she's saying, but really, in that movie, I didn't consider Winona Ryder the main character.
Well, I would almost say that
He's-
her and Michelle Pfeiffer are almost equally supporting.
I agree. I think they're both supporting characters. They are not.
It's
The main
Daniel
character
Day-Lewis.
is him. Yeah. I agree. I completely agree. But who's listening to us? But our 10 listeners or 11 listeners. Sorry.
Hey, I've been telling people and doing the link, so there's more coming.
Oh, that's why we have 11 now. Yay. Okay.
Hey man, we're getting paid now. We're that
yeah,
popular,
man.
Jay.
We're making the bucks, man. Hand
Making
over
bucks,
fist, man.
dude. Yeah, I'm
I'll
rolling
make sure
in
to
money
put.
now.
I'll make sure to put also our discussions on Frankie Goes to Austin.
Oh, please do, because all
He's
of
got
his
his own-
friends. Oh yeah,
He's got his own fan page.
His
Oh, yeah.
friend,
Oh, yeah.
Frankie's friends.
get him on, get him
Great.
on board, get him on board. Okay, so Keith, what's new with you?
Nothing too much. There was this one on Shudder that I saw that sounded really good. It's a zombie movie called This Is Not a Test.
Okay,
It's about this girl and four of our other friends who take shelter in their high school during a zombie outbreak. And so it sounded like, okay, this is zombie movies, even bad ones are good. This one was pretty bad. There were some
I'm
parts
glad to hear
thinking,
this because I saw it on there and I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I
There were some
trust your
parts that were just
opinion.
like, what are they doing?
especially
Like,
on this.
there were some questions that were made that I just don't think, and it's not even like, okay, if I was a character in that situation, I wouldn't do that. But for example, in the beginning, the main character has a zombie explode like in her face. She has blood all over her, and she finally makes it to this place for shelter, and she goes to sleep with blood all over her. Wakes up the next day. Like, you didn't think to like just wash it off, or like I don't know. It's just little decisions like that that made me think like, are they even really thinking through with all of this? And there were other things that happened that were
Let
just
me
like,
ask you this: when
Oh,
she
fuck,
woke up the next day, was the blood still all over her?
it was still all over her.
Okay,
It was like dried
at
all
least,
over.
Okay, at
Yeah.
least they didn't do that.
And then she got up, and then she went to the bathroom and finally started washing it off slowly.
Okay.
But even after she was done, she didn't completely wash it off. It was
Well,
still like in her roots of her hair. But,
But that's
I don't know.
real, though. That's more realistic than it being
Yes.
clean. You know what I mean?
She could have taken a shower or something. I don't know. Anyway, I
Or
wouldn't
she could have
recommend
just-
it.
Well,
At least
obviously.
wiped her face a little bit.
Yeah.
With like, you know.
Okay,
Well, she
what this
did,
is
but-
telling me is that you're having time to think about all this. That means the movie is not capturing your real attention. You know what I mean?
Really not. Exactly. Yeah. It had my attention in the wrong places. I
Yes,
think.
yes.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. But I mean, there were some pretty good parts, but again, there's so many other better zombie movies out there that I would recommend
God,
before
yes.
watching this one, So
Yes.
yeah, but that's about it. How about you, Jay? What's been entertaining you?
Okay. Recently, Cynthia and I went to the Austin Public Library downtown, the downtown one.
Oh,
It
yeah?
is so for book lovers.
Isn't it amazing? Yeah,
it's so fun.
it's really cool. Yeah,
It's so much fun. We went the
it's
other
a
day.
beautiful building. Yeah,
It's gorgeous, and the view
Uh-huh.
from up there, and they've
Yep.
got that great rooftop garden where you can sit up there and eat your lunch and read.
Right.
And just God,
Uh-huh.
it's gorgeous. Love you, Austin Public Library. I checked this book out, James. I recommend this book highly. It's called "You Ain't Heard Nothing Yet: Interviews with Stars from Hollywood's Golden Era" by James Bodden and Ron Miller. It is so fascinating. These old interviews with these famous people, and the interviews are really short and to the point. I like that.
Oh, good.
But I love what it does. They describe, okay, this is when it happened. Here's the setup. He had just made this movie. I was just starting out as a writer. And back then it was hard to find his old movies because they didn't have tapes and stuff back then. So I had
good.
to
So
go
they give
by-
you the background first before they
Yes,
jump into
you get the
conversation.
background of
Very
how this
good.
came to be, and
Okay.
then in the
Set it up.
situation, yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
really fascinating.
Good deal,
Really
okay.
enjoying that a lot. I went to the Alamo Draft House the other day. They have a series called Queer Film Theory 101, and every month they show a film from queer film history. It's a film from 1969. It's called Funeral Parade of Roses by Toshio Matsumoto. It's Japanese. fascinating. It's very much reminded me of Paris is Burning, which is a movie I want Keith to see. Keith, I want you to see Paris is Burning. It's a documentary. This was not a documentary, but what I loved about this movie, and it's in black and white, very 1969 art film, black and white, and kind of Andy Warhol feeling. You know, lot of cross dressing, a lot of trans people. The main character was trans, basically. They didn't call it trans back then, but she was very comfortable and she was beautiful. But it was fascinating because they're showing you this movie, and then every once in a while, it would cut to this really raw looking footage of the actor just sitting there facing the camera. And it literally is the director asking the actor, okay, how did you feel when you were filming this scene we just saw? So you're literally watching the actors talk about what they just acted. Yeah. It was really fascinating. If you ever get a chance to see that, it's really good. It's a great queer cinema film. I really enjoyed it. All right. So that's 69. Let's move up to 1981. When were either of y'all here then?
This was filmed a few months before I was born.
Okay, but James, how old were you when this came out?
So I was born in 74, so I would say I was at and I didn't turn 7 till at least, I didn't turn 7 till December, so I'd probably say 6
so probably about 6. Okay. So this movie was rated R. Oh wait, well let's go. The movie is Heavy Metal from 1981. Let's get into it.
Somewhere, beyond space and beyond time, there exists another universe quite unlike our own. A parallel universe. A universe of worlds within worlds, and possibilities within impossibilities. A universe of mystery. A universe of magic. A universe of fantasy. A universe of decay and destruction. A universe of awesome good. A universe of terrifying evil. A universe of heavy metal.
From 1981, Heavy Metal. I'm not going to name the directors. There are 10 directors at least. Some of the stars, though, of voices, I should say, voice actors. John Vernon from Animal House. I love John Vernon. Then John Candy, Joe Flaherty, and Eugene Levy, all from Second City TV, SCTV.
Yeah. They have such their voices are so distinctive voices.
John Candy,
obviously,
John
Canadian.
Candy especially. That's John Candy.
But it kills me that Catherine O'Hara and
Annette O'Toole.
No, the other actress from Second City Television. Oh God, I'm blanking on her. I'm embarrassed. I love her. Oh, honey, I'm so sorry. Like she's listening, but if it comes to me, I'll say anyway. But it kills me. Oh, they didn't use
Andrea Martin.
Yes, Andrea Martin. Thank you. Oh, thank you, James. I was going crazy. Yes, they didn't use the women. They only used the men. I don't know why, because those women, although it's very possible that the women read the script and said no, thank you.
Right, not for me.
Very possible, because even though I'm not really showing my boobs are out there. Okay,
some nice boobs throughout.
Oh my God! Well, yeah. And Keith, I just want to apologize right now.
You do not need
making
to stop
you
right
look
there.
at all these
Stop
movies.
right there. Okay.
Well, you know what? I feel like we needed to balance out things after Quirwell. You know,
we definitely balanced it out. That's
okay.
sure.
I figured this would help. Okay.
This definitely helped. Good
so,
stuff.
a quick summary: a glowing green orb that embodies ultimate evil terrorizes a young girl with an anthology of bizarre and fantastic stories. So, this animated film. Now, we have looked at films here on HYSTO before that had animation. 2 of them are films I recommended that only had brief short animated sequences. One was episode 100, Run Lola Run, and the other one, episode 152, Hedwig and the Angry Inch, has a really brief animated segment.
Both those movies, I loved both those movies.
Yeah, okay, but
Yeah.
oh yeah, but
such good ones.
we've only watched 2 movies ever on our show that were fully animated, and both of them were movies that Keith
I
recommended.
recommend. That's right. That's right.
Number 80, episode 80, Waking Life.
Waking Life. Yep. And then
and episode 2,
The Animatrix.
Yes, The Animatrix.
The Animatrix.
Yes,
I remember.
very good.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's so funny that even though I love animation, you're the one that's really, been making us watch. I always say that, recommending. Not making.
That's the word.
Yeah.
That's the word.
Yeah. Okay, so let's start off with the opening of the movie. Soft Landing is the title, and it's based on a comic of the same name by Dan O'Bannon and Thomas Workington. Now, Dan O'Bannon, you may not recognize that name. He directed Return of the Living Dead.
Oh, really?
And he wrote Alien.
Wow, really?
Nice. Yes, he wrote Alien.
So coming into this movie, I didn't know. It's called heavy metal. I was expecting it to be like a more heavy version of like Spinal Tap or something. I didn't know what to expect.
I should have asked you, what did you think going into this? Because I know
I had no
have you
idea.
Ever heard of it?
Well, no, I hadn't. And
I didn't think so.
And so it starts off clearly in animation.
Yeah.
I thought that, and like the first scene. I thought that it would like eventually kind of fade into real life, but it didn't.
No,
and I was
did not.
pleasantly surprised that I
Right
liked that it stayed.
Yeah.
In this and the animation throughout, it brought me back to the '80s cartoons that I used to watch, like He-Man and all these things, because it's the same type, and I love that style of animation.
Not the most sophisticated animation.
Oh, it has gotten so much.
They've gotten
so much better
now,
since then.
Yeah.
But I still appreciate it. I guess it's the nostalgic factor.
I've got it on the background here, and for one thing, the colors are like wow, because they could go nuts with this.
Exactly.
They didn't have to make it look realistic at all.
No, right? Exactly.
So they went crazy with the colors and stuff, and it looks gorgeous. And I don't know, there's something fun about how not real it is. I think
I agree.
I
agree.
Yeah. One thing that is mentioned, all of these animated sequences are from different productions. They didn't try to do so. For time reasons, it went. Why it probably went quicker was because they weren't doing it wasn't just one place doing it. Every
really?
Sequence.
They all contributed and submitted their. Okay. Oh, that's okay. Huh,
they were given just a basic premise, and then boom, do your story, and then we'll throw them all together.
The Animatrix was similar in that fact too, because they used different directors for each one.
Yeah, and this is very similar. And they're just going, and they used graphic novels as inspiration for many of these stories. Yeah,
I love too how it's how we love anthologies, and this is similar to that, and that there's this overarching story, and then it uses like
the
green
stories,
right, and there's little pieces that all are somewhat related, but not quite. Yeah,
yeah, we've got that wraparound of the little girl.
Yeah,
and so the title sequence opens with the space shuttle orbiting the Earth, and the bay doors open, releasing a 1960 Corvette. And that's obviously rotoscope, what they call, where they take film and then draw over it. Right. And that's what they did for the opening sequence.
Did it remind you of like the early MTV days? Of
well, that's what that's how they did that. And also maybe think of Waking Life a lot.
Yes, that's true.
Reminded me a lot of that.
I thought the same thing too. Yep.
Yeah. An astronaut seated in the car begins descending through Earth's atmosphere, landing in a desert canyon. Then we come to the story of Grimaldi. This is the framing story, the wraparound, okay? The astronaut Grimaldi arrives at home where he is greeted by his daughter. He says, "Oh, I've got something to show you." And he opens his case, and this green crystalline sphere rises out and melts him. And introduces itself. Huh?
Yeah, don't waste any time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, right off, boom. He says, "I am the sum of all evils." And looking into the orb known as Lochnar, remember that name, Lochnar, the girl sees how it has influenced societies throughout time and space. Then we go to the story Harry Canyon. I love this one.
Me too.
It's kind of like a film noir, So we meet Harry Canyon, and y'all haven't heard yet what I did, but at the beginning of this episode, I start with Harry Canyon saying, "New York, you know." Yeah, and now they're talking about letting illegal, aliens from other planets in or something. Yeah, just lets you right in on this is not our normal world that we're used to. This is based on a story called "The Long Tomorrow" by Mobius.
Do you notice too that the date on the newspaper was 2031?
2031,
right?
Crime-ridden dystopian New York City, 2031.
Not too far away from it.
Not too far away from us now,
5 more years,
especially.
Right?
Yeah, it's really creepy. But so this cynical taxi cab driver named Harry Canyon. I love Harry Canyon. What a great name!
Canyon.
He narrates his day in film noir style, grumbling about his the fares and all the robbery attempts he gets, and he gets this one guy that tries to rob him. He's got this disintegrator thing installed in the back of his taxi cab seat, so he presses the button and I love it. James, what did you say? I would be a taxi cab driver if I could do that, or something like that. What did you say?
I'd be so a taxi cab driver. I mean, I know that's going to make me sound so terrible, but hey,
if you didn't have to worry about it, it'd be like, okay.
Yeah, because with taxis, you probably are going to end up, especially late at night. You're
true. Picking up a bunch of random people. Yep. Only a matter of time.
So funny. So he stumbles into this incident where he rescues this red-haired young woman who, of course, is very curvaceous and gorgeous. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he got her from Rudnick, this gangster who murdered her father. So she explains that her father discovered the Lochnar, and they've been just run down relentlessly by people trying to get it. This Lochnar thing is so powerful, everybody wants it. Anybody who knows about it. So Harry takes her to his apartment where they have, "Oh, Harry, can I sleep with you?"
Right.
It's just, okay.
This like oily hair.
To the song of "Open Arms" by Journey.
Oh, yes. The music.
Really,
let's just say right now, the music in this movie is great.
I mean, look, the lineup of it is fantastic.
I know. At the end of the movie, the credits are like, "Whoa, look at all these
those are some
people."
big name bands, man.
And I tell you, I actually had to watch this movie a couple times to really catch all of them because there's so much, So they have sex, and then she decides to sell the Lochnar to Rudnick and split the money with Harry. "Yeah, I'll split it with you." And then, so Rudnick gets disintegrated by the Lochnar at the exchange. Got him. So now she says, "Oh no, Harry, he says, "Yeah, let's run off together and take a trip somewhere. We got all this money." And she says, "Oh no, I have other plans. Goodbye, Harry." And she pulls out a gun. And of course, what does he do? He uses his disintegrator on her. Perfect. Keeps the money and says, 2-day ride with one hell of a tip. Not bad.
That is awesome. And there's a slight sequence in between where the father discovers the Lochnar because to that song "Veteran of Psychic Wars" by the Blue Oyster Club.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the one I'm talking about, where the aliens are looking at it? And so I had to kind of remember, it's like, oh wait, that was the guy that got killed at the museum. That was actually her father. That was in that first sequence.
Oh. That was her dad. Yes, that was her father.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
There are chains and connections that they've snuck in all through this thing. Yeah, yeah. Okay, next sequence might be the most funny to me. Den. That stars the voice of John Candy, and he's great in this. It's based on the character of the same name created by Richard Corbin. So this nerdy teenager finds a green meteorite, that's what he calls the Lochnar, near his house. That's what it looks like. A big green marble is what it looks like to me. It's near his house, and he adds it to his rock collection. Then during a lightning experiment, the orb hurls him into the world of Neverwhere. I love how it's not Neverland, it's Neverwhere. Neverwhere. Cool. Where he transforms into this naked, muscular man called Den. That's an acronym for his Earth name, because his Earth name was Ned. Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's also an acronym for End, but that's another story. So his name is David Ellis Norman. That's why they call him Den. Okay.
Gotcha.
Den witnesses this strange ritual, and he rescues this beautiful young woman who's about to be sacrificed to, and I'm going to try that, Ulicht. I think I'm saying it right. Reaching safety, she introduced herself as Catherine Wells from the British colony of Gibraltar. And they have sex.
Of course.
Because immediately she shows her boobs. Now, I got to say, the story, this is based on the graphic novel. In that novel, both these characters are naked through the whole story. Completely naked. Awesome. In the movie...
Well, remember what he said? He had to cover up because he didn't want to have
I'm not going to have my dong out in this world or whatever. What did he say?
dork. He actually said his dork.
His dork.
His
That's
dork.
What it was.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
His dork.
So he didn't want his dork out in this world. But notice that, of course, they did that so that they didn't have to show penis, but they show plenty of naked women everywhere in this movie.
Full frontal.
Yep.
Full frontal.
That's right. Yeah.
I just saw it. I'm looking at it right now.
Harry Bush is
there
included.
it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, all gorgeous. I'm just whatever.
But, very good drawings. Very good drawings.
Yeah,
they are
very
good
well.
drawings.
I mean, those drawings are probably the best in the whole movie. Gee, I wonder why.
I
wonder if they spent more time on those. I don't know. So funny. So, they have sex, and they're interrupted though by the minions of Ard, an immortal man who wants to obtain the Lochnar for himself. Now, they don't ever say why he's immortal, really. But he is like Den tries to shoot him, and he's like, "Oh, you have to try harder than that." And let's just talk about, let's talk about Ard's sexuality. I wonder.
Right.
He is the most flaming queen I've ever seen in an animated film in my life. I mean, well, I don't know. There are some old ones from the 30s that there were some moments that were like, what? They put that in there? So I have to say some old cartoons did surprise me. But it's really surprising to see such a flamboyantly effeminate character in a animated film, even though it's R-rated. I loved it then and I love it now. I can't help it. I'm like, yes, I want everybody to see all of us, and I want people to see themselves, even if it's the bad guy, it's still fun,
Right.
Yeah. So, after being taken to see Ard, Den demands to see Catherine. Where's the girl? I love how he talks so intelligently in his mind. But when he speaks, where'd the girl? Yeah, it's like, ugh. So his
was it a
request
different voice?
Yes.
I mean, the inside voice was John Candy, but was the outside voice, was that also John Candy?
I think not. I don't think that was John Candy. I know John Candy's really talented, but I just don't think that was him. I don't think that was his voice. And it would have been smart not to use his voice because he is totally different. So why not have a different voice, Although he probably could have done it. That's interesting. I have to look into that. So, he wants to see Catherine, but his request is ignored. And Ard orders his men to castrate Den.
Nice.
Not just kill him, castrate him. So Den fights off the soldiers, and he shoots Ard, who heals immediately, like I said. And the girl turns out just to be sleeping, encased in glass under a spell where only Ard can awaken her. And Ard offers Den a deal. If he gets the Lochnar from the queen and brings it to him, the girl will be released. So Den says, okay, and he gets into the palace along with Ard's best shoulder, Norrell, who he says, I can't believe that this guy can speak so well because he looks like an ape. I'm like, dude, you look like an ape almost.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they promptly are caught by the queen's guards, but she offers leniency if Den has sex with her.
Yay. Good deal.
So
Yeah,
he
because
does
she was
it.
ready to kill him at first.
Oh yeah. And he's like, well, in the real world, I never would have had these girls, so what the hell?
Right. Yeah, you mentioned that too.
So he complies, distracting the queen, while the raiding party steals the Lochnar. Now Den escapes and races back to rescue Catherine from Ard. This is getting so crazy here. Recreating the lightning incident that drew him to Neverwhere, where he is able to banish Ard and the queen. Den suspects they were teleported to Earth. So, refusing to take the Lochnar for himself, Den rides with Catherine into the sunset, happy to stay there. Gee, I wonder why he's happy to stay there instead of going back to Earth.
Right.
Yeah. As for the Lochnar, it rises into the sky and it lands on a space station where it's picked up by someone else. And that's our next story. These stories are pretty intricate for being so short.
Right.
Or some of them are. Like this one's pretty short. This is Captain Stern. It's based on the character of the same name created by Bernie Wrightson. It's on a space station. A crooked space captain named Lincoln F. Stern. He's on trial for by the Federation for numerous serious charges, including just a few things: murder, rape, piracy, fraud, armed theft, and a moving violation.
And a moving violation.
Yep.
You're right.
Those moving violations will get you.
Yep. Speeding.
So, pleading not guilty against the advice of his lawyer, Charlie, who's afraid, dude, you're going to be found out and you're going to be found guilty and you're going to die. And he's like, no, I'm going to be acquitted because I have a plan. He expects to be acquitted because he bribed a witness named I love this name, Hanover Fist.
Hanover Fist. I noticed that. Yeah.
Okay.
Clever.
You just know that the people who wrote this shit were stoned when they wrote this.
Oh, they had a great time doing it too.
Hanover Fist. Come on, give me a break. They were stoned. That's
Canyon.
Just too much.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Hanover Fist. So, pleading not guilty. Okay. So, I'm sorry, I lost my place because I was so into the name. Okay. Fist takes the stand and revealing him to be the man who discovered the Lochnar aboard the station earlier. Okay, now fidgeting with the now marble-sized Lochnar as he testifies, Fist initially praises Stern's moral character, saying, "Oh, he was such a great guy. He's so wonderful." And this guy comes off super little nerdy,
Mm-hmm.
But the Lochnar starts to influence him, and he starts blurting out really incriminating stuff about Stern instead. And then, getting mad at Stern, Fist changes into this hulking, muscular brute that changes Stern throughout the chases Stern all over the station, breaking through bulkheads and just wreaking havoc everywhere.
Yeah.
Eventually, he corners Stern, who gives him his payoff, and then he promptly shrinks back to his scrawny little form. He's, "Oh, thanks, that's all I wanted. I wanted my money." So Stern opens the trapdoor under Fist and ejects him into space. The Lochnar enters Earth's atmosphere with Fist's flaming severed hand still clinging to it.
And the captain was played by Eugene Levy.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
And that's, of course, from Schitt's Creek and the father of Dan Levy. I love those two guys. They're amazing. Amazing.
A Splash. That's right.
That's right.
Yep.
Okay, the next story is Neverwhereland, but it's not in the movie. There was supposed to be a story here called Neverwhereland, and because of time constraints, they decided, nope, we're going to cut this out and just go right to B-17. So it was about the Lochnar upon the evolution of the planet, and it was done to a Pink Floyd song Time, song Time.
Good one.
And it was all visual. When the 1996
super trippy.
Yeah, very trippy. When the VHS tape came out in 1996, they had this segment at the end of the tape just to show people that. And then on the DVD, they said it was included in the bonus feature.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I have to look. You know what? I don't know if that's on mine or not. I've got the Blu-ray. I wonder if it's on there. I'll have to look. That'll be interesting. Okay. The next segment, B-17. This is the World War II B-17 bomber. Okay. Named Pacific Pearl, and it's making this difficult bombing run, and it suffers some really heavy damage with all the crew getting killed, except the pilot and the co-pilot. Okay. So as the bomber limps home, this poor plane, the co-pilot goes back to check on the crew, and finding nothing but dead bodies, he notices the Lochnar trailing the plane. So he lets the pilot know, he says, "Hey," and he heads back to the cockpit. But when the Lochnar rams itself into the plane, it reanimates the dead crew members as zombies. I love it. Here's zombie time.
Here we go.
Yep. The co-pilot gets killed while the pilot parachutes away just in time. He lands on an island where he finds a graveyard of airplanes from various times all through history, along with the wrecked airplanes, zombie-fied airmen who surround him.
Couldn't
we
get
know
away.
what happens next.
Yeah.
That sequence actually was kind of a bit of a horror sequence. I thought.
Absolutely.
I loved it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And it was
zombies.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's probably. Go ahead.
I remember. I think at the total feeling of that when I first fully watched it, like in the middle of the night when I used to work second shift over a manufacturing plant, and I would put in a movie in the middle of the night, and that movie, I just remember that portion in the middle of the night. It was just the tone was just so chilling, so creepy. It was like you could make a horror movie right out of that.
Oh yeah, it really is a miniature horror movie. It really is. Yeah. I think this movie is a horror movie. I mean, think about it. The people in the taxi cab that get
right
all this stuff
incinerated.
going on. Yeah, I mean it's a horror movie.
I mean, a green orb at the beginning of the movie just eviscerates
Yeah.
this poor girl's father right in front of her.
Right in front of her.
And then it's cornering her, like showing all the evil stuff that he does. I mean,
yeah.
Not exactly the Saturday morning cartoon.
Right, exactly. Right,
Bugs Bunny.
It's not a Scooby-Doo episode.
Not Looney Tunes, yeah, that's for sure.
Although that would be kind of cool to have a Scooby-Doo episode associated with the locked door. That would have been kind of a cool thing back then.
Oh, I think that'd be a really fun crossover there. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I would watch. I'd watch.
May not be able to include as many boobs though as they have in this.
Probably not. Well, maybe not as many, but we're into more modern times. Come on, I want to see Shaggy naked. Come on, let's do it. I want to do it. I want it.
Gee willikers.
Shaggy dork. Okay. Okay. Next segment. So beautiful and so dangerous. This is based on the comic of the same name by Angus McKee. So this Dr. Anrak, a prominent scientist, he arrives at the Pentagon for a meeting regarding these mysterious mutations that are plaguing the United States. They're all over. So at the meeting, the doctor tries to, he's like, everything's fine, don't worry. But there's something weird about the doctor, right? Immediately, he looks different than everybody else.
Yeah.
Something odd about him. He sees the Lochnar in the locket of Gloria, this beautiful buxom.
Yeah.
I imagine another buxom woman in this movie.
I mean, there's a theme going on.
I know,
here,
right? She's a stenographer, I'm guessing. And he begins to behave, let's just say, erratically, and then basically he motorboats her.
He motorboats her. He couldn't help it. Sorry, I just felt the need.
He does. He's like, right in him.
Middle of a meeting.
He just can't control himself. So this colossal starship drills through the roof and abducts the doctor, and by accident, Gloria also. And I love when she's being sucked up there. Did you see her expression? She's not scared. She's like, huh? This whole segment is just like, what? It's silly. It's silly. You can
of course.
That whole sequence just. That section just made me laugh so much.
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. It's just ridiculous from the get-go, and it just gets more and more crazy. So they get up there, and the ship's robot is irritated at Anrak, who is actually a malfunctioning android, we find out. But its mood changes when it sees Gloria. Ooh, okay. So with the help of the ship's alien pilot, Edsel, and co-pilot Zeke, the robot convinces Gloria to stay on board and have robot sex, albeit off-screen, Meanwhile, Edsel and Zeke snort a huge amount of powdered drug called plutonium Nyborg before flying home, zoning out on the cosmos, and they're too messed up on this stuff to fly straight. They crash land into this huge space station, but somehow they're okay. I don't know.
What did both of them say? Like right before they said, "So you know what that means?" And there was like, I forgot. I didn't what they yelled out.
I think they said, Nyborg time or something, and they're talking about this stuff that they're snorting. Because I had the subtitles on it. They did. They said it's not something about Nyborg.
And their nostrils just protruded
out. Oh, I know.
Out.
Well, that's so hilarious. That scene is like, oh my God, that's so. And of course, this came out, in the 80s. So hello,
right?
That was very, very timely. Okay, okay. So now that's how that segment ends. We get to Tarna. That's 2 A's. Taarna. Tarna, based on Arzak by Mobius. The Lochnar, now the size of a giant meteor, it can just grow and shrink at will. It crashes into a volcano on another world, and it draws this big old mass of curious people. And as they begin to climb up the volcano, it erupts, and this green slime covers the crowd. mutating them into an evil barbarian army.
Dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, that's
Death to
EBA.
all
EBA,
of-
Evil Barbarian Army. EBA. Okay. So the mutants then attack a nearby city of very peaceful scholars. We're just peaceful scholars. We're just reading. Why are you doing this to us? The desperate though, the city leaders, they mentally summon the Tarakins, a once powerful. Go ahead.
But it was summoned too late, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it came because she who was summoned kind of reminded me of like an Aeon Flux kind of character, you know,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely felt like that, like this
man.
badass heroine movie. Yeah,
I totally see that comparison. Yeah, I totally see that. Yeah. So, like we said, they try, they try to get there and help, but the city falls before they can answer their call of help. So Tarna, a beautiful and mute warrior, she's mute.
Oh,
she never says a word.
That explains a lot.
Well,
I
no,
thought
we're
she was
saying
just
I'm
years,
calling her mute because she never speaks. She might not really be mute, but in this film, she doesn't say a damn word, and it kind of makes her more powerful to me.
It does, right?
Not
Like,
speaking,
I will not respond to you. On that.
I don't have to talk to you, bitch. You see what I do. You get that's all you need to do.
It's all you need to know.
Well, you saw it all in her face, especially how she, whenever they tried to talk to her, she kind of looked at them like, fuck off.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
I like how she
very well animated
completely before she swims to the
yes.
spot. Like, gotta put that in there. Gotta show that. Keep with the theme,
This without the naked scenes, this would probably be a 45-minute movie.
No, I
think we cut it down to half, maybe.
No, the editors did the right thing.
Well, and there are so many.
They made
scenes,
some good choices.
Well, also there are so many scenes where they're just like they're just naked, and the story, acting naked, acting, so funny.
Acting.
Okay,
like as if it was nothing.
Oh yeah,
right.
Just an everyday
so
thing.
as we discussed, she ritually prepares herself.
Ritually,
and she and her, I'm going to call it her avian. I don't know what it is that she
the
rides.
bird, yeah. Like a pigeon, a giant pigeon.
They fly to this poor city only to find all the citizens dead. So determined to avenge them, she begins to follow the trail of their murderers and encounters a small band of mutant barbarians. So after killing them, and with more information in her hands, she goes towards the mutant camp, and she and her mount, they get captured. So now she's captured, and she's tortured and thrown into an open pit, unconscious. And oh no. But at this point, even the first time I'm watching it, I'm like, there's no way that this woman is not going to rise.
Of course.
Yeah. So her mount, though, her bird or whatever, he escapes and rescues her. And she tries going for the Lochnar, but the mutants are after, and they shoot her mount down, even though he, bless his heart. So the mutant leader faces Tarna in a duel to the death, wounding her, but she manages to kill him. And it's a great fight. With the last of their strength, Tarna and her companion make a death flight to the volcano. And as they approach, the Lochnar warns her off, claiming that sacrificing herself would be futile. But she ignores the Lochnar, says, fuck that. Tarna unleashes the power imbued in her sword, and she dives into the volcano, destroying the Lochnar. Ta-da! Okay, so that's a happy ending to that story. Now we have the epilogue to the entire film. When we get the Lochnar that was terrorizing the little girl destabilizes, and it begins to break up. So the girl flees away. She runs away from it and her home. She runs away. Then the Lochnar explodes, destroying her house also, that mansion she was in.
Good thing she got out of there.
Yeah.
I know.
Then Tarna's reborn mount, boom, there it is again, appears outside, and the girl happily flies away on it, and it is then revealed that Tarna's soul has been reincarnated in the girl. Okay, now I'm thinking, okay, I want to ask y'all, reincarnated, or was that her when she was little and now we're just seeing her grow up?
It might be because the orb did. I think it could be either. The orb did say that she was the only one that could defeat it.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why she had to die. But I'm not sure why. I guess the orb just wanted to tell a bunch of stories before it just like offed her. But I thought it was a risky move for the orb to make.
And this tells me that it's a horror movie because we're questioning the logic of it, but
Dissecting it a little too much, I guess.
Yeah.
But
I
that's
think
part of the fun.
I think at the end of the movie, if I remember correctly, it said that the Loch-Nor is now destroyed, and then she's flying off into the sunset.
Mhm.
So I'm kind of wondering if maybe Tarna was could be totally wrong, was reborn as that,
or
as
yes.
the girl.
See, that makes me think that way, and I think and now that you're
and
saying
she had that little. Remember, she had that little thing around her neck, like that little lace thing, or that thing around her neck, and then all of a sudden it was taken off, and then that little tattoo shows, and her hair just ends up just.
Okay.
So maybe like reincarnated, kind of like, or like or like passed on, kind of. Yeah.
Yep.
Fascinating. Okay.
I could be either way. So.
This movie was inspired by a long-running science fiction magazine of the same title, which began in Europe, called Metal Hurlant. Yes, that means heavy. Most of the story segments are based on stories or characters featured in that magazine. The home video was removed from circulation for several years because of problems with music licensing. Not because it was so graphic, but music licensing. So many bands and artists on the soundtrack. It was hard to get music rights. Securing the rights is really hard. So as in the magazine, the evil emanation Den battles is called Hulatk. That's Chulu spelled backwards. Chulu from Lovecraft stories. Yeah.
Cthulhu?
Yeah, Cthulhu.
Yep.
Thank you. I always say it wrong. And I always get corrected, and I still say it wrong every time. Thank you, Cthulhu. That's embarrassing.
Well, it's actually pronounced, supposedly the actual pronunciation, I'm not even going to try because it's
I've heard it, and I can't do that. So, but
it's
Cthulhu,
almost like
that's usually the one that people say, but I always pronounce it wrong, always. Okay, so Elmer Bernstein's score. This is his first score for an animated film, and I know you think, what film score? But if you really pay attention, the film score is classically beautiful.
There is a lot of classical music in the background.
Elmer Bernstein. Okay, here's all the movies he's done, but here's just three: To Kill a Mockingbird, The Magnificent Seven, Far From Heaven. He's worked across the decades, making incredible film scores. Okay, Elmer Bernstein did this and the score for An American Werewolf in London at the very same time. He's working on both movies.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
You may not have noticed, but this movie has a body count of 69 people.
Oh, wow. Okay. 69.
Yes. And one more thing, the graffiti on the side of the space-going party palace, it says, Martians are people too. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought that was cute. Some quick critic quotes here. Variety staff quote from 2009 says, initial segments have a boisterous blend of dynamic graphics, intriguing plot premises, and sly wit that unfortunately slide gradually downhill. That's their consensus there.
Okay.
Derek Adams from Time Out 2006 said, fantasies that are gratuitously sexist and fascist, macho whoring and warmongering, and whose roots reach all the way back to post-hippie paranoia, feed the tangled plot lines of a movie that should disappoint even the teenage wet dreamers.
I'm looking at some of these reviews right here on Wikipedia. And Janet Maislin, am I saying it right?
I think that
remember her?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like her. I don't know if I'm.
For anyone who doesn't think an hour and a half is a long time to spend with a comic book, heavy metal is impressive. And she noted that the film scored very well with was scored very well with music, much less ear-splitting than the title would suggest.
Okay.
Leonard Maltin gave it 3 stars.
Yes. It got some really good reviews. It did. David Kerr from Chicago Reader in 2007 said, some of the animation is first rate, particularly in the more modest comedy segments. And even the heavy set pieces have greater flash and dazzle than anything Ralph Bakshi mustered around the same period. That's kind of like because Ralph Bakshi did some amazing animation during that time too, what was it, The History of Rock and Roll? He did that, and a lot of movies, a lot of fantasy animated movies too. He did so many, but I have to say I like this better than the Bakshi movies. Scores, IMDb, it's listed as a 6.6 on Rotten Tomatoes. Tomato meter, this is all pretty bland. Tomato meter 66%. Hello, 6.6. Popcorn meter 67%. So I'm a man of the people. James, we're men of the people, but by 1%. So Keith, James is the one who recommended this. He was like, "Hey, have you?" And I'm like, "Oh, yes, let's do that." So I know James recommends it, but Keith, would you recommend this movie?
Yeah, man, I really like this one.
Yeah.
This was good, dude.
Yeah,
The animation caught me off guard, but it had me hooked with all the craziness that went on.
Awesome.
There was plenty of frontals, which I really enjoyed. Even though it was animation, it still had me. I was in it. Yeah, I liked it. I would recommend it. I would watch it again. I love the '80s style animation. It really brought it all to life, and I thought it was a cool story. I love anthologies too, so it was a nice mix of all those things. Yeah,
I felt really good going in for you here because we both love anthologies so much.
Yeah.
And I know you love horror movies, and there's a lot of horror elements.
There's
here.
a lot of that. Yeah, a lot of that here too.
Like I say, you're the one who suggested animated films in the past, so I knew that wouldn't bother you.
Yeah, no.
I was feeling good about this one.
Yeah, for good reason.
Yeah,
sure.
thanks for bringing this one in, James.
Yeah, man, I'm glad we did it.
Yeah.
Now, remember the conversation we were having while we were paused? You were asking how we first came into seeing that.
Yes.
First, how did you, Jay? Did you see this in the theaters?
Oh yeah. I can't believe I didn't talk about this. Yes,
You're
my friends Cosme, Matt, and I.
21 or just turned 21.
I was 21, and we were all around they were like 22, maybe. So we were all kids basically. And we all loved animation. All of us loved. We even went. We stood in line to see Beauty and the Beast animated film when it came out. We loved animation.
Okay.
Disney, whatever, anything.
Right.
So when this came out, we were like, yeah. And we were, we were just slightly altered. I'll just say, just a little bit.
As you should be. I would hope you would be.
Yeah, and which helped, I think, for this movie. I think
absolutely,
it really, influenced
the colors.
Yes.
Craziness.
It was fun. It was really fun, and we were all immediately like, whoa. And of course, when it came out on VHS, I had to have it on tape, and now I've got it on disc. So it's been in my life since 1981. Yeah,
gotcha. Cool.
Love this movie.
And James, you go ahead.
No, I was going to say, James, I can't believe I've never thought of. There are so many movies that I want Keith to see still, and I can't believe I never thought of this one. And when you said it, I'm like, I just knew Keith was going to jive with this movie.
I knew he would like this one. Yes.
Right. Spot
right
on.
Up, right down the perfect alleyway, man.
That's right.
I'll tell you how I first came about this movie. It was by accident, and
well,
so
go ahead. Yeah. Sorry.
I was maybe no more than 7 or 8 years old, and so I was turning the channels, and all of a sudden I see this movie, and this is during the den sequence when he's flipping through space. I was just like, I was
interesting.
Like, oh, no.
Okay.
I was like, oh boy, I better change channel because I don't want my mom to add.
Is that a penis floating by?
Yeah.
Sure.
I
saw the HBO guide saying heavy metal, and so I was like, I didn't realize that there was animation for adults. Because I always thought,
this is R-rated. Yeah.
I
always thought cartoons were just for kids.
Right.
Found out
honest mistake. Hey, not your fault.
Yeah.
And so, happens.
But obviously I ran into it later on in life. But it was, it's really good. I think I can't say it's a product of its time. I actually wonder, did Pink Floyd's The Wall maybe inspire more mature animated movies? Because didn't The Wall come out before that?
When did The Wall come out?
We don't need no.
Because that movie has a lot of animation in it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm gonna look The Wall. Where are you?
Released 1979. Yeah, 2 years before.
Oh, it was 2 years before it. Okay, so this was probably very much influenced by that. I'm
Right.
sure. Yeah,
I can imagine. Yep.
Yeah.
And we're not even talking about the sequel of Heavy Metal 2000.
No, we're not. Yeah.
The shock value's gone by then.
It's just I don't know. It maybe I should give it another chance. I don't know. I just felt like they were really reaching for, grabbing at straws, and it was just like, this is not working really. So I don't really recommend that one. If you're really bored and you see it somewhere and there's nothing else, watch it, but don't put it on your top 10 list to see later. Just saying.
It was a really great soundtrack. Here I'm going to say, it has to be a good soundtrack if you think that Journey's Open Arms is the only song that shouldn't be up there.
Okay.
Because I don't know why, but when that song was played, it took me out a little bit. It
was out of place. Yeah, that was not the best song for that.
Well, yeah, I was like, when you see the title Heavy Metal, you don't think of the song Open Arms. Let's just say that.
Yeah, exactly. You're right.
My favorite song from there is the Blue Oyster Club song, "The Veterans Psychic Wars," the one that was played in the beginning of that sequence when the art dealer or the museum guy had his minions there looking for the Lochnar. That was my favorite.
No. My favorite song is now I'm blanking. What is the Devo song they use?
Oh, Working in a Coal Mine.
Yes, Working. That's my favorite song. The Devo
like that.
song. I'm a big Devo fan. I went and saw them a few times in concert. So.
Oh yeah.
Love them. All right, friends, you can find our podcast on Apple and Spotify and Amazon Prime and YouTube, all those places where you catch your podcast. You can catch us, all right? And if you do, please subscribe. Please leave a rating. We would love it. We'd appreciate it. So, Keith, I believe you have something in store for me next time.
Yeah.
Aaron was talking about on our last episode, right?
Saw it because
what is this movie?
The movie's called Obsession. It just came out. I think it came out to theaters not too long ago, but it
says 2025.
It says 2025, but I think
long ago.
It was made in 2025, but I think they just released it back in about a month ago. Okay. And it's receiving a lot of attention on social media forums, and there's a lot of talk about it, a lot of reactions. I saw it and I thought Jay needs to see this. I want to talk about it. So
cool.
I'm excited.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, our friend Aaron just talked about it, on our last episode, and it's directed by a guy named Curry Barker.
Yeah.
And he is with a group called That's a Bad Idea.
Yes.
And I did.
Did you look? Did you see a few of their shorts?
Yes. And boy, are they funny.
Aren't they?
That's the thing. These are all comedy, but this movie is horror.
This movie
right?
is anything but. Yeah. This is definitely a horror movie.
It's interesting because, I find that sometimes people in horror usually have a great sense of humor.
Right.
I find, and so it's not surprising to me that people are this funny, can do something.
Can also
scary.
hit on the other end of the spectrum.
I am very curious about this.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to talk to you about it and see it again.
Cool.
It's definitely one that's worth another watch. So looking forward to it.
Nice.
Good stuff.
All right. Well, before we go, we got to thank our buddy James Huddleson. James, thanks so much, buddy.
Well, thank you. It's always a pleasure doing this.
Dude, we wouldn't have. I'm so glad that you thought of this movie. It was so fun watching it again and talking about it, man. And you'll be back soon. Don't worry.
No doubt. Yeah,
we'll be chatting again soon. All right, everybody. Well, until next time when we get into our obsession, I am Jay Bullington.
And I'm Keith Carcino.
And the one thing that we really want you to do, keep watching movies.
Bye-bye. 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 Okay. Bye-bye. Okay.